You know what it is. Real late, Hot 97. My name is Peter Rosenberg, and you know this man well. His name is French Montana. He's back with another Harry Fraud banger. What's the name of this project, French?
Montega.
And is this the first full length?
Yeah.
This is the first Harry Fraud French Montana full length.
Yep. This is what they've been waiting for.
Why was this the time? Obviously, Fraud, for people who've been under a rock, major part of your career.
Yeah.
The first hit, Shot Caller, was Fraud. It was his first hit and your first hit.
Yeah.
Why was now the time for a full project?
Because everything came back full circle, and I feel like it's the New York sound, and I went. Obviously, I was down south, and I went to L.A. and everywhere I went, they had their own sound and their own flavor. L.A. obviously had the G-Funk. Down south, they just had their own swing, their own sing lyric, rap vibes. But here, when I came back, it just sounded like I was in London for a second, So I was like, man, like me being one of the pillars in New York, I gotta bring back that sound. I'm like, and I'm watching like all the everything that inspired me, from Prodigy and Havoc to even Snoop and Dre. I always felt like there was a chemistry that could be as big with me and Fraud, or probably even bigger. You know what I'm saying? If we stick to it, it's our first project. So I just felt like, me being one of the pillars in New York, I wanted to bring that sound back. That when you hear it, you'd be like, okay, I'm in New York.
That's a very interesting point, because like I enjoy. It's a hard thing for us as hip hop heads who grew up on the golden era, because I appreciate and enjoy some of the new music, but at the same time, it is weird because while Brooklyn drill has become a thing, we can't say it's originally a New York sound. It's not originally a New York sound. It's a Chicago sound, a London sound, a New York sound. So it does end up leaving this gap. And I feel like one of the things that's plagued New York hip hop for a long time is that we at different times, and listen, you've done this too, as you just said. We chase other sounds sometimes, but it's important to have people like you establish that there is still that classic New York sound.
Exactly. I mean, I feel like the sounds are just like, having your own coin. It's like you can have Bitcoin, you can have Dogecoin, you can have Ethereum. I'm saying, I feel like there's space for every sound to exist. But the original sound of New York, the sound that always been, I don't think it never changed, because people are still doing it. Even when you hear Pusha album, you hear this album. The sound will never go away. It's back to the essence. And I feel like, I'm obligated to stand up for that sound.
Let's go back a little bit with your story, because it really is a fascinating one. Like I've had a lot of times when I saw, your life, when you were moving around with Chloe, and you've had all these different times where your life went to these crazy places that were, it must have been impossible to envision, because French, like those people who know you were the definition of grinding. Like, what it's like to be the dude outside the club. And what it's like to be the dude inside the club with all the girls and all the bottles. You've literally lived both lives. Do you ever stop sometimes and just go, wow, this really is a crazy story?
Yeah, for sure. All the time I stop and just thank God for it. Thank Allah, and just be like, I'm blessed to be here, because you got to think about my story. We all came up together, me, Zach, Max B, Chinx, and I'm the last one standing here still doing it for them. So it's like that's even more of another story than just me coming from the Cocaine City DVDs, and before that from battling. It's like it's been we took the steps while everybody took the elevators. And I appreciate it more, because it's helping me even understand where I'm at in life and what I need to do to stay there.
And we talked about this the last time you came on the morning show, but like the experience of being shot, affected you a lot. And, and obviously the experience of losing Chinx, I know that affected you a lot, and kind of just changed the way you moved, changed the way, and now your health is different. You prioritize your health differently. You seem very clear, very focused.
Yeah, very.
Have you still been holding back on like the drugs and alcohol?
Yeah, for sure. Nothing. Just focus. And I see that a lot of rappers are following that trend now. what I'm saying? I'm glad to be a big influence.
That, by the way, yeah, talk about the things that you want to take credit for.
Yeah.
Being a part of being an influence of people being healthier, bro.
Yeah.
Because we had that run of where lean became. I mean, listen, there's so many greats who are no longer here because of drugs.
Yeah. I mean, we lost a lot of people to the drugs. I mean, I remember drinking lean with Mac Miller. You know what I'm saying? I remember, being with a lot of these artists where we was just like living that life. But I feel like, it's like something you should do, but it's not something that you make a lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, want to be a rock star. Everybody want to do. But the real rock stars and the real gangsters are the ones making sure they millionaires from the inside, billionaires on the inside.
Right.
I feel like that's the win-win. That's when you win-win.
You well, you mentioned Mac, and you guys did records together. Yeah. What do you think about when you think about Mac Miller? Obviously, you knew him from early on, from when he was just getting hot.
Yeah,
obviously he developed into being a whole different level artist. Yeah. But like, what was your impressions of Mac when he was young?
My impression of Mac when he was young was just a kid happy to get on. I feel like he was happy to get on. He was on the road. He came under that Wiz Khalifa wave because they had the same kind of team. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to
Rostrum,
Will.
Yeah. Shouts to Will.
Yeah, and I feel like, he was just happy he was on the road. And I feel like that Hollywood life, once you get there and start going out with the Hollywood girls and this and that, it's a rapper's life, an actor's life, somebody that's like in that type of caliber. It's hard because a lot of people can't live without having what they used to having. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes when people used to certain things and well, it could be girlfriends, it could be the lifestyle, it could be the money, it could be whatever it is. Sometimes when something gets taken away, you lean more on the drugs, you lean more on something that could take your mind off not having whatever you used to have. So I feel like a lot of people that never been without don't know, you know what I'm saying, how to balance that. And I feel like it's something that a lot of people, need some real, support system with them to last those tough situations. And a lot of people don't have, because once you make it, it's lonely at the top.
Well, and isn't it hard too? Like, I'm sure you've seen this too. There's certain artists we see like who act crazy, and you're just kind of like, why is there no one there to tell this person to smarten up? Mm-hmm. But I'm guessing you've been there when you had times when you were wilding. Yeah. Was there someone there to tell you, or is it hard because everyone's?
I mean, if you watch the video with me and Mac Miller, and we was drinking lean. Yeah. We was drinking lean. I told him, yo, don't do that. Like, you wilding out. Like, that was me. No, even with Pop Smoke when I was with him, I kept on talking to Pop Smoke until my guys was like, stop talking. You sound like you're preaching too much. I'm like, no, I have to let him know. I'm saying this happened numerous times with numerous people.
What were you telling Pop?
Like how to move. You know what I'm saying? How to move, because when he came to see me, he only had his brother with him. He didn't have no security. I told him, yo, bro, you're getting big out here. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like preaching to him in the studio in New York. So, you know what I'm saying? He knew how to move in New York because we used to this jungle. But when you go to other states and different things like that, you know what I'm saying? We got to move correct.
Are you in contact with Fabio?
Yeah.
It seems like he's started to figure this thing out a bit more.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like Fabio is learning. You know what I'm saying? He's learning. I mean, he's from the streets, so he's learning, But I feel like there's never enough learning for us. It's just we just gotta, always stay on defense and always make sure we secure. You know what I'm saying? Not being secure just by our homeboys, just being secure. You know what I'm saying? Just not doing things for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Make sure there's always a purpose, because there'd be the times like you would have something to do for a bag, you would do it. And when your homeboys would be like, yo, let's go to this club for no money. And that would be the club where something gets shot up at. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So you got to make sure you have a purpose out here.
You know what I think the one of the key life lessons is from just that I've seen from my years being around? It's always on these stories when something bad happens, it's always the extra thing at the end of the night. Yeah. Like, you already went here, you already went there, and someone was like, yo, we should hit one more thing.
That's what happened with Chinx. He went to like a hookah spot at like 6 a.m.
After already having been out. Yeah. It's always that.
Yeah.
It's always that. How long, like, were you, I mean, obviously you still think about Chinx all the time. You rep him. He's on this project.
Yeah.
But how much was his murder, like, actively in the back of your mind?
Every day. I mean, every day, of course. When you lose somebody that close, you know, you like you lose a part of you, and it always, you know, because for a while when Chinx died, we didn't know who killed him, so we don't know if it was for me, if it was for somebody else. We didn't know where it came from, so we had to live years with just being on point because we don't know where it came from. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, is like, you know, you lose somebody that was motivating you in the studio, that used to make songs together. That's why it was kind of hard for me. Like, you know, when people like die and you're just like, yo, we about to put out an album on them. It's like, for me, it's like a touching subject. Like, and I'm saying, like, if I do a project of just like remembering something that just like, you know, damn near, you know, made me just like, you know, forget about music and just like sad and just, I can't do that. So as far as Chinx, it's like the first year that I was like, yo, I'm gonna do Chinx Day on December 4th. I'm saying, of course, I got him on the album and this and that. And it's just, you know, is that
you needed the time though.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so I don't understand how some people just be like, yo, we putting out an album, 2 albums this year on this person. Like, it's like their best friend. I'm like, yo, bro, how can you relive it? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right, because when you do it, like I've thought about that with, you know, seeing like Mac's family has been very careful, you know, with his legacy. Like they haven't done very much yet in terms of putting out new stuff.
Yeah.
They re-release something old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're being very mindful, because also, let's just be realistic. You look back at other people's legacies, and a lot of them got crazy. Like even the Tupac catalog, like it got messy. You can't even keep track of what projects were.
Machiavelli 1 to 12.
Right. There's this mixtape. There's that thing.
Yeah.
So, how much do you have a lot of Chinx music, and how, beyond this personal sadness, how much professional sadness was there in that dude hadn't even gotten. He had just gotten a little taste of what he could have been.
Yeah, he's one of the GOATs. He definitely was gonna be top 3 out of the whole, you know, United States put together.
Yeah, he was. It just felt like he was just kind of getting to it.
He was learning from me. He learned from Stack Bundles. He learned from Max B. He learned from all of us, and he was just a student of the game. He never complained. He did the tours with me. He went with me on the first tour. We went the Coke Boys tour. He went with me on a Drake tour, on 2 Drake tours. He went with me on he watched everything. So when it was his time and he was just dropping the music, he was ready to go. He knew all the tricks and trades of the game.
Let's play the record with Chinx. What's the name of this joint?
This record with Chinx is called Drunk Words, Sober Thoughts.
It's off the new French Montana Harry Fraud Montega project. Montega, go check it out. More with French Montana. Hang out. It's Real Late on Hot 97. French Montana is here. Real Late. The project is out right now with Harry Fraud.
Yes, sir.
I got to ask you. I've wondered this before. You were such a hustler for so long. You were always that dude who was around. You were making the DVDs, doing whatever it took. Was there anyone who you've become close with? You don't have to name them, but is there anyone you've become close with who back in the day straight up played you when you were trying to get on and they just wouldn't give you the time of day, and then you got cool with them as time went on?
Yeah, I remember I was coming up and we asked Fab for a verse and he tried to charge me like 20 grand. Yeah, I mean, you always remember times like that,
right?
But then me and Fab is like this right now. You know? Yeah, we grew that relationship. Then it was like fast forward like damn near a decade later, we did that Whoa Whoa Whoa.
Yep.
Well, for his tape, and that shit just took off. So it's a dope vibe.
You mentioned on one of the records you talk about having to deal with the Puff Daddy Drake situation.
Yeah.
And you having to help mend that.
Yeah.
What was that like? Can you tell us a little bit more about that? How did you go about making that up?
Honestly, I never knew what went on between them. I just knew there was a problem. And
you weren't there the night it actually got set off?
No.
Okay.
No, I wasn't there. And, you know, Drake and Puff, they both, like, you know, like in this game especially, like my best friends. So, you know, I just knew there was tension there. So I had a birthday party, and that Iggy Azalea had threw for me. And we took the helicopter over there, and Drake and everybody was there. And I guess Drake didn't even know Puff was coming. You know what I'm saying? Then Puff just came in the boat. We all just met on that boat. Then, you know, I kind of brought them together. Ever since that night, that was the first time they saw each other and they came together.
I can't imagine that's the only time you've been in that circumstance, because you are sort of like, where's Waldo of hip hop? Like, you're connected to so many people. Have you had to mend other fences before because of those relationships?
Yeah, definitely. I always try. Even with the Kanye and Drake, I always tried to mend it before it got too crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, with a lot of people, especially if they're my kin, I'll be trying to make sure that they, beef is like being handicapped, man. It's like you can't move nowhere. You know what I'm saying? It's like parking in a handicapped place.
Right. You have limited options.
Yeah. You limit yourself. You can't go nowhere.
That's a really interesting way of looking at it. Is there anyone out there you have yet to work with that's like really on your bucket list? Because like you've collaborated with so many people at this point.
I would say Max B when he come home. That would be like my dream goal. Just get in there, you know what I'm saying, and just see him take over and just do like the Coke Wave project or do something crazy like that.
I mean, he's been basically gone the whole time you've been popping, right?
Yeah, he's basically been gone. Yep. It's about to be like 13, 14 years.
And do we know at this point how close we are to seeing Max?
Well, he's in the camps right now. So they keep saying every year, they say this is the year. So I'm waiting.
What are the essential this has been a new question I've had recently that I enjoy. If you get a 10-minute set, like they're like, someone big time asks you to come out at their show as a favor, right? Let's say it was like Pharrell. Pharrell just did this weekend with Nori, and Syph DJ'd for Nori, right? So let's say Pharrell's like, hey, come out and do 10 minutes. If you get 10 minutes, what are the songs that French Montana performs?
Ain't Worried About None.
Okay, guaranteed.
Pop That.
Oh yes.
Work remix.
Yeah.
Loyal, my verse from Loyal. Lockjaw, No Stylist, Unforgettable. We passed 10 minutes.
Yeah, you're past them. I mean, unless you're playing 30 seconds of each.
Yeah, probably. I mean, Shot Caller, the list goes on.
Do people obviously it was Chinx's record, but does I'm a Coke Boy always ring off, or is it more a local New York ring off?
I would do it like, it depends where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta remember, I've been making records for like 13 years. You know what I'm saying? From the mixtape into, from New York Minute to Chop It Down to Shot Caller, then all that just took off from there. So I could do like an easy hour and a half, 2 hours of just records. So it depends. If I'm in the East Coast, I let that I'm a Coke Boy rock. If not.
Do you I want to pull up your last album. Because I hit you right away when the joint came out.
Oh yeah, that for sure.
The last album, man. Do you feel the world like paid attention and gave it its due? Like,
no. I mean, with certain artists sometimes, especially us that come from New York and come, I seen it happen with Reasonable Doubt. I seen it happen with Illmatic. I seen it happen with a bunch of albums, and I feel like music is timeless, and I feel like that as time go by, I seen it even with the greats from back in the days, from Bobby Blues to a bunch of artists. As time go by, you appreciate their music more.
Was Bobby Blue? Yeah, I wonder, was Bobby Blue appreciated like at the time?
No, but now he's sampled by
everybody, and everybody thinks he's. And then the younger people end up thinking like, oh, everyone always knew they were dope. Yeah. When really at the time, people might not have actually given them the love they deserve.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Even Nina Simone, she was damn near homeless before she died. Like her music wasn't paying her no money. She was doing free clubs in France and this and that. You know what I'm saying?
But for you, it's weird because you have money.
Yeah.
You have a lot of fame.
Yeah.
But you're a human being, and that doesn't mean that I'm sure there aren't feelings when you feel like, yes, I'm famous and yes, I have money, but I want people to know that I make good music too.
Yeah.
Like that has to be a real.
Of course, but it depends how you look at it. Because I have 4 albums, 3 of them was platinum.
Right. So it's not like people aren't listening to these albums.
Yeah, and Unforgettable just went diamond. So I'm the first African-born artist to go diamond, and I'm the first male artist from the Bronx, the Mecca of hip hop, to go diamond. So it's not like people ain't listening; they listening.
Well said. Well said.
You know what I'm saying? They listening, but also it also have to do with time and the way I want to drop. I'm still caught up in the mixtape era. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to drop whenever I want to drop. I don't need the perfect setup. I don't need this and that. They'll catch up when they catch up.
Yeah.
In certain projects.
This last one, man, I'm gonna play a couple joints. We played a bunch of them here, but there are some joints we gotta play here. Hold on. This joint might have been my favorite.
Talk to him.
Oh yeah.
If you're out there right now and you slept on this, They Got Amnesia.
That's how it was, and that's how it is. Get the paper, so I don't care about. 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 Put it to music. I didn't have the time to put a dope beat to it.
I was stuck in ICU last year this time. Now I'm 30 mils up when I write this rhyme. Bullet wounds in my head, so I slur when I talk. Cold breeze in my heart, burn through New York, ducking making sales.
You know what? This stage of your career is reminding me of some degree. I think of you and Jim Jones in a similar category in terms of the constant elevation musically. You know, like. You both got on in different ways.
Yeah.
Like you didn't get on as a rapper initially. You were getting on hustling.
Yeah.
Jim, of course, got on being the handling business muscle for Dipset. And then as a result, he's at his best right now.
Yeah.
Do you see the comp there? Do you think that's a fair comp?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people did that. You know, Puff.
True.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of artists that did that. I feel like.
Yeah, but your rap's gone to it. All due respect to Puff, one of the greats. Your rap's gone to a different level than Puff ever took the rap to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Puff didn't try to get super serious as a rapper. Yeah. He was serious as a musician, a producer. But you, I think, are stepping up musically and bars wise the more the years go on.
Yeah, but I think I started off like that. But then I think the whole game had went to this place where the more you dim your lights, you're like how Jay-Z said it.
Mm-hmm.
When he dim his bars down, he started making more money.
Yeah,
I think I went through that Jay-Z phase for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? While I dim my bars down when I started making all the hits, and I think I started off battling in the Bronx. I started off with bars. I started off with Harry Fraud. So I think that people, you know, never seen that part because it was early on in my career. Again, most of my artists making hits. You know, and those artists that love you through the hits, they just jump to another hit. You know what I'm saying? So I wanna give them what made French Montana. So everything kept coming around full circle with me and Fraud.
Do you ever have the funny experience of now that you know travel in a certain way and you live in a certain way, being around fancy people who can tell that you're somebody but don't know exactly what it is that you do?
Yeah. All the time.
And what's your speech? So if you sit next to some super random rich white lady on a plane in first class and she's like, well, you seem like a nice young man. What do you do? What's your spiel that you give them? What do you say?
It's all French Montana. and you know, little but whole, they just start Googling it and they come back and they be like, oh, you're the guy from the Sunset Show. You're the guy from the E Network. You're the guy from this. So, you know, definitely, man, I love it, man. I love giving this platform because you get to, you know, to either take it to the level where you're helping people, which you know what I'm saying, what the greats do. And, you know, some people, you know, don't get the chance until they train leave. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just
you're getting to live the moment right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you've had a couple scares. You had the health scare a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that in some ways, do those scary moments like the health scare almost feel like a blessing now because of how it affected the way you view life?
Yeah, of course, man. I feel like, you know, you get a chance because we work so hard that it become a drug, you know, and you don't get to stop, you know, the hard work and spend the money you make. You know what I'm saying? I was about to die with all the money that I made in the bank, and you know, I remember the point when I didn't even write my mother the will with nobody. You know what I'm saying? So it was like the bank was gonna keep my money. So, you know, and it's also sad to even see these labels putting life insurance on artists. You know, which is like a sad thing because It's almost like they signing you and know you're gonna die, you know. So it's kind of like it's a curse on us. And at the end of the day, that's what kind of helped me even get, you know, more focus and because we haven't reached our peak. You know what I'm saying? If you're under the influence and if you're under this, that, this and that, you're never gonna reach your peak. You only reach your peak when you sit down and focus and become the best you. When you become the best you, when you 100% with yourself, that you can put out 100% from your right state of mind, your right health, your right everything, then that's when you at your peak.
Are you able to enjoy all of this? Like, I don't know. I mean, listen, I only have a very small modicum of the celebrity that you have. No. And I can have moments where when I'm out and about, if I feel like too many people know me, I feel a little strange and I'm like, I can get uncomfortable. And I don't have nearly the fame or money that you have. So
nah, you big guy, man. You're a legend.
I'm all right. But when let me put it this way. I can walk down the street with my headphones on, very low key.
Yeah.
French Montana, you're seeing coming from a mile away.
Yeah.
Is it ever scary? Like, is it ever just like, do you have paranoid? Do you ever get high and think, I know you don't get high that much anymore, but when you did, like, what the hell?
I mean, I sit there sometimes and I'll be like, you know, because I remember stories about Michael Jackson said he wasn't that famous. So where I'm at, with my fame where I'm at, I haven't went nowhere lately that nobody, like, I never went nowhere where nobody recognized who I was. So I kind of, you know, at a 10, 15 years of being famous, I kind of done hit you know, I got that face that everybody knows. But I be thinking to myself, like, damn, I can't see it getting no bigger than this because it would get really uncomfortable.
Right. Okay.
To the point that everybody's chasing you, this and that. You can't even walk outside.
Well, I'm sure, do you see that? You must see that when you're around Drake.
Yeah.
Like someone like Drake is to the point of, I don't know, I know I'm not saying it's not fun. Drake clearly looks like he's having fun.
Yeah.
But I'm saying you do live in a nice spot where you're really good, but you can have a moment to yourself still.
Yeah, like a Michael Jackson vibe. You know
like,
what I'm saying? That's like too much. You know what I'm saying? So
Madonna. Right.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So, you know, I think that, you know, I try to enjoy it and living in my best moment. I would think it depends on how you measure success. I mean, I come from Morocco, Africa. You know what I'm saying? So I think I done pushed the envelope to be the biggest American, you know what I'm saying, Moroccan artist or the whole African continent artist that made it this big in the States. So that's a type of success for me is a blessing from God. So, you know, and me coming here to the Mecca of hip hop, when I came here, it was like damn near playing basketball when Michael Jordan was playing ball for Chicago Bulls in '96.
Yeah, I mean, I know the story of you seeing Big Pun out at the park, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's going to the damn near, you know, to the playground where all these people playing and they're coming out the Bronx and they're just like, you know, making it out of that now. So it's like making it out of Africa first, they're making it out of the Bronx. Then now, because some people don't leave New York. So now I'm not letting New York put me in a box and making, you know, music for everybody, this and that. So success for me, I'm already good.
You really are. I'm glad you see it that way because you are.
I'm already good. So how do I want to finish my book, or how do I, you know, want to be the best that I can be? Is bringing back to what you love, to what I love, making music with Harry Fraud, and you see how that sound. Like the more you listen to my latest music, I'm making timeless music. Music that's gonna last. It's gonna bring back that sound, that's undeniable sound that everybody loves, and just, you know, it's like I'm blessed because I'm the bridge between the new and the old,
the commercial and the underground.
That's what I'm saying.
Both.
Yeah. So I paint myself as the bridge. You know what I mean? Puff is my OG. You know, and people like 5VO, D-Thang, my little brothers. So I'm right in the middle.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I might play a record for little D-Thang or 5VO that's like so hip hop. They be like, nah, you know, give me like add like a little vibe to it. They will Puff if I play him something like drill. He'd be like, yo, hold on, that's too much drill.
Right, give me that. Where's that real ish?
That's what I'm saying. So I gotta find that middle ground, and that's how it goes for all the listeners, especially in New York listeners, High 97. You know what I'm saying? Because they you know what I mean, it's all around. If you go to Summer Jam, there's nothing but grown folk. They're looking at you like you better have something on that stage. You can't just You
can't just show up play a new bro. I sat there the other day and I Summer Jam was a couple weeks ago, and yeah, I just had I told the powers that be. I told TT, I told everyone, I was like, hey, I think we really need to focus on more of the legends because frankly at Summer Jam, it's great to bring out the new cats. They could play their one smash joint, but after that, people are going to stare at you if you don't have these records that meant something to people over time.
That's what I'm saying.
Like it was the K-Slay tribute this year that really set it off because Fat Joe and Remy came out, Dipset came out. That was sort of what really made people feel it.
That's what I'm saying, of course. Like you got to give New Yorkers the culture.
Have to.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm back to the sound.
So what's next? So you have this Harry Fraud album, but you already said like you like to drop like the mixtape era.
Yeah.
You keep coming. I mean,
yeah, we got the Coke Boy 6 mixtape.
Okay.
It's dropping in a month and a half, 2 months.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Got D-Thang on there, got T-Dot on there, got Kenzo B on there, got Stove God. He part of the team.
Oh, shouts to Stove God Cooks.
Yeah, he all over the joint.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow. So you're keeping your eye on the underground as always too.
Oh yeah, for sure. On the underground, the youngins. Yeah, it's about to be a full circle movement.
Have you gotten up on Rome Streets yet?
Nah.
I'm gonna put you up on Rome Streets.
Yeah.
Oh, he came up here a few months ago and just
crazy.
Yeah, he burned it down.
Oh yeah.
He's rocking with Griselda these days as well.
Fire.
And the Griselda movement's been a really wonderful thing for hip hop. You know, like what West Side Gun has done has really been good in terms of the underground. It's created sort of a hub of underground music that it's a place that we've been sort of lacking for the last several years. French Montana, the Harry Fraud album, the project is out right now everywhere. You guys do any physical of it, or are you just doing the stream?
Yeah, physical of it. Yep. So you go in there and get you a signed copy. So we got physicals.
And what can you say about Harry Fraud, man? Like, what's working with? First of all, this dude is a lunatic surfer. He surfs in the middle of friggin' January.
Yeah. I love Harry, man. You know, me and Harry started together before he was working with anybody. So if there's anybody I know Harry Fraud, I mean, we know each other for like damn near 15 years.
But how did you guys originally meet? What's the original origin?
I think he was mixing a record that I did for somebody, and he did it over his beats, and I was like, who is this producer? And he just had that sound that I needed. And then it was like, yo, this producer, Brooklyn, this and that, and I was like, yo, plug me over with him. I went to go see him in Brooklyn. That we just locked in. I remember that's around the time when Max B got locked up, and my back was to the wall. I was like the most blackballed artist in New York because we was beefing with everybody. So I just locked in with Harry Fraud, and I made the best music I ever made.
It's another interesting part of your transition as an artist too. Is as you said, you were blackballed. You were not popular amongst peers at that time.
Nah.
How much more comfortable is it to be in the space you're in now where you're basically friends with everyone? Like it's hard to think of who you have problems with now.
Yeah.
Whereas back then it would have been hard to think of who you didn't have problems with.
This is what I'm saying. I feel like we come from a whole life of negativity and beefing and this and that. So I could tell you everything about that. I can't tell you about, showing nothing but love and doing all this because it's my first time experiencing it and I'm enjoying it. So I feel like you win more with love. You know what I'm saying? You get to more places. People carry you on their back.
What are your favorite places to go to outside of New York? Where does French Montana get the most love? You do the most shows, feel the most at home outside of New York?
I would say everywhere. I got hits. Let's keep it above.
Yo, did it change completely when you because you already had hits.
Yeah.
But when you hit that unforgettable level,
yeah,
it gets different, right?
Yeah.
Shot caller's one thing.
Yeah.
But did it feel different when you had that unforgettable level hit?
Yeah, unforgettable is like, because you got to understand, that's a diamond record. It's so...
And Pop That's probably between them. That's probably between Shot Caller and Unforgettable, right?
Yeah, Pop That. Then you got the No Stylist. Then you got... It's a bunch. There's a bunch.
But did it change? Like could you feel the bag change when you get that...
Unforgettable.
Yeah.
The back definitely. Everything changed because you got now you got a diamond record. You know what I'm saying?
That's an elite category right there of diamond record. There's not a lot of those around.
No, that's what I'm saying. Because you look at even artists like they've been in the game for 50 years. Lil Wayne though still don't have one. Snoop Dogg, a bunch of artists.
Legends.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That should have been had it. And it's just like, for a young artist to catch one of those and have because some artists that come in and catch a diamond record but have nothing else. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just thankful, you know what I'm saying, and just, humbly, humbly thankful that, I was able to accomplish these things. That's the reason why I want to drop this music that I want to drop now.
Right, because you've been able to go to that side of it. So now you want to make sure you stay
now
true.
I'm making music for me.
Well, listen, I just want to tell you, as someone who's watched your career and who's someone who, like, obviously I take a lot of joy in the classic feeling hip hop. Truly appreciate the effort you make to do this, and I hope people notice it.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, definitely, man. The response I'm getting, especially from Blue Chills, and the one that just dropped with Babyface Ray. I mean, the response is incredible.
So the album, one more time, French Montana and Harry Fraud. It's out right now everywhere streaming. You could possibly find music. You will love this Montega album. It's going to be classic hip hop, through and through. R.I.P. Chinx. I love that he's on there. I love that you sampled us. You sampled your interviews on the morning show on there.
Yeah, definitely. Harry Fraud was like, "Yo, we gotta do this."
I appreciate that.
Y'all represent the culture. You and Ebro, man.
Well, we appreciate it, man, because a lot of time in this game, people are scared to ever do anything where they stand next to someone because they don't want to upset someone else. Yeah. But like, at the same time, when I thought about it, because I thought about that, because I'm like, politically, that's an interesting move. And then I thought about one, but you know what? French knows that at the end of the day, while he has relationships everywhere, Hot 97 in French is different. Literally from Summer Jam Concert being on the first record, you've been a core sort of pillar of Hot 97.
Exactly.
It's appreciated.
TT would be like, I'm the Hot 97 mascot.
Exactly. You've been doing this, bro. Congrats. Shouts to our brother Harry Fraud. Appreciate you, French.
Harry Fraud. Thank you, brother.
French Montana, Hot 97.